Well, we made it to March and it's hailing. The snow actually just disappeared. I woke up at 8, so it disappeared almost immediately, but I'm sure this is going to be great for my grass fields. But it's showing hail for a while. There's hail still, the hail icon's still at 10. So let's see about getting past this. And okay, now this is just rain. So the hail storm is over. So now we'll be able to see damage. There is damage there in that grass field. I'm getting damage. Oh, it looks like maybe that's bottom corner. Let's go check that. And I can lower the time scale back there. No, I do want to make a bit of money because there are things I'm going to need next month to be able to plant the vegetables. So let's see. Yes, this is definitely not me. I did not do this. So I got a little bit of damage from the hailstorm, but it looks like for the most part the south got its worse. The sale has this, which is the harvester I want. So that wheel folds out, and then there's like a tray that comes down where you put a box. The harvester part works. Well, I haven't actually used it, but this part looks very similar to the one we did use. And then it drops down onto this belt and it gets put into a box. I don't quite have enough to get to this, but it is almost 60% less if I get that, which will put us back for what we want to get done, but it will put us ahead for what we want for the year, because we don't even have stuff to plant the vegetables yet, which is what I wanted to work on this month. But this is too good of a deal to pass up, so I'm going to look at we can fertilize. We only need a little bit to be able to afford that. Let's do this hoeing contract. And then we'll be able to get that piece of equipment. Now, it would need to be repaired, but we don't need to spend the money to repair it until the fall, late summer. I forget when. I know they start going in next month. They start being ready at late summer, early fall, all the way through end fall. So let's get the hoe and let's go do field 8, I think it was. I should get a pressure washer soon too. They're not that much. I assume they're like 4,000, I think is what they were. Yep, let's finish this row. I guess it's a good way to get a bird's eye view of what you're doing, though. There is the end of the contract. So let's see. We have, is it here? Tools, yeah, 4,300. Definitely not what we're getting first, though. We should now have enough. Once we turn this in, get our 1,300 there. Now we can get our harvester. So we have that. There's also a bigger windrower. We definitely don't need that. An auger wagon. Also don't need that. Can't even power that for sure. But we're pretty broke now, and oh, I don't know why I did that, but whatever. We're pretty broke now, and we do need to be able to plant them next month. And there's this to put to create ridges, and then there's this to plant them. I do need a bigger tractor for this, but I can. It also says I need wheel weights, so I would need to lease them if we do actually need wheel weights, instead of like borrowing a neighbor's tractor because they probably won't have wheel weights. But either way, I need like 40,000 to be able to plant those things. I definitely need this because I don't want to have to pay for leasing fees on something that's not really that expensive. This, I guess I could lease, although I would have to keep it. Okay, now let's see what else there is. So there's bill wrapping. I haven't done any of that. It wouldn't be that big of a payout because most of the money would be towards leasing. But there is also stone picking, which I also haven't done. Because the stone picker is a bit expensive. I think we'll do that. It is a bigger job than I was thinking I would do. But we're gonna go pick some stones. Okay, now I don't think that this is the one of the stone pickers we had for 22. I'm pretty sure this is like in between the two we had. Maybe it is the bigger one we had. I didn't do that much with stones. I played with them when it first came out, and then I decided I didn't need to play with them for a while. And then near the end, I played with them on another playthrough. But most of the time, I did not have stones enabled. But it seems like that the bigger one we had, because we had 2 base game, pretty sure. I know there was at least 2 base game. And it seems like the bigger one of the base game was bigger than this. And the smaller one was off to the side, so I know it's not that one. Okay, we're going, we probably have to get back onto the field to do that. Yeah. Turn on lazy mode. We should have done that well enough that we won't have to go back on that line. later. Maybe we go up and down. We do those first. Do different tractors have different sounds for the GPS? I don't know how I feel about that, if that's what I heard. Like I'm sorry if you can hear the mowing in the background. They mow a lot. But like I'm wanna know it makes sense that GPS would sound different in different vehicles. But also if you get used to listening for the one chirp and then you hear a different chirp, not yeah, that's definitely a different sound. I don't think it bothers me much at all. But I can see that being a thing for people who rely on it more, the sounds. And actually, after playing for a long while, it probably would start to bother me if they're different. But I guess if you have multiple different vehicles, you get used to that being different between them much earlier. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I can see the pros and cons to both sides. We actually already filled up a third of the pecker here. Now I wonder, how does it work? Because with this, for AI worker, it tells it has it start with this and work on that. Does that mean you can't have them continue on with your work? I don't want to spend the workers, and actually, this is probably going to come out way after I've recorded it because I'm pre-recording. Not that anybody watches it anyway, so probably wouldn't get a response. But I'm pre-recording a lot because I'm not going to be anywhere with internet for a little while. Well, not with internet enough to be able to upload videos. Might be able to get a mod or two, but mostly because I have a laptop, I can bring it somewhere that has almost internet. And this is one of the later ones most of them I'm pre-recording should come out pretty quickly after, but this is one of the later ones, so it's going to be a little while. But I wonder what I was saying before was how does it work to, start a job yourself and then have the worker do it? Do they get lost because they want to start in the inside? The inside's already the part they wanted to start at is already done. Do they continue until they find the part that isn't done? I am going to have to test that. I guess find that out myself at some point. I don't use a whole lot of workers usually. Well, that's not true. I definitely don't start off using a whole lot of workers, obviously. But once you get a big enough operation going, it's kind of hard not to use workers. There's only so many fields you can do yourself. I also am assuming that for like the vegetable harvesting with the tractor harvesters, that it would be very much impossible for them to get the outside lines because you have to be off the field for them, and then they don't want to work. So I imagine you'd have to do at least some of the headlines yourself, which probably isn't that big of a deal with how many lines you have to do that have to be done with those little harvesters. Well, I imagine most people get the bigger harvesters. I'm not sure. I haven't watched anybody do it, so I could be totally wrong. But I know as far as forage harvesting goes, most people go for the big forage harvester, or have in the past, so I imagine it's the same for the vegetable ones. Most people prefer the big self-propelled harvesters over the tractor pole behind harvesters. I'm pretty sure I said like five different, or started five different sentences in there and didn't finish a single one. Some of them were probably even questions, but none of them were important, so it's fine. Just rambling. We are, like, I don't even know if it's really worth going back and getting the trailer for a couple lines. I wonder if you can still do the stone picking if it's full, because I know that's something you could do last game. Because it's almost done. But I I think I will, but I think I will see if you can do it as well. So I'll continue on to a path, assuming I do fill up. I'm pretty sure I'm going to fill up. Oh, I don't know why I double clicked. I didn't even go into the menu, and that's usually why I would double click B, is because I went in the menu. And I think this was the perfect size job. It didn't it's going to finish, it'll probably be dark, but not for too long. Okay, so now, oh, I am at 100%. I might have even been at 100% before now, but let's do this. Oh, I turned it off. Oh, okay. So you can't, yeah, maybe you could still hire one with it full, but with 22, I'm pretty positive you could. Um, Maybe I just go and sell this, and yeah, I think I'm just going to sell it from here and send. Where do I go to sell stones? Stones. RS. stones. Okay, there's two places. There's the debris crusher and the cement factory. So let's see where the debris crusher is. Okay, so that's way down there. And I know I've seen the cement factory. They're pretty much the same price. Yeah, that's why I thought it's. So I think we just run over there. We don't even worry about the trailer. Okay, so we just drop it in here. Yeah, we just drop it in here. It does get up pretty high. In 180 euros. Now, I do like how in 22, if you left stones on, they were everywhere, and it's one of the reasons why I didn't deal with them. Like, I had them turned off on most of my playthroughs because the NPCs didn't do anything with them, and it was just annoying to see everywhere. It shouldn't have been. There was no real, not really bad to have them on every field, but it was slightly annoying that they were everywhere. So on this, I haven't noticed that. Let's see if we go here. Like, there's the field I'm doing, there's my field, and that's it. So they must, the NPCs must deal with them. I guess it makes sense with it being a contract, because I don't think it was an available type of contract in the last game. Maybe it was near the end, and I didn't play with stone, so I didn't notice it. But I don't think it started like that. Really, I'm going to have to redo this. I mean, it's not like I changed anything, so it's just going to be the exact same path. So it's fine. I just didn't think I would have to. I didn't disconnect it or anything. Okay, I knew this one wasn't going to progress my progress much because I did get most of that ones. And this is where I'm going to be sad when I can't do all of it, even if it's not for the money, because €200 for a full thing is not very lucrative. Wonder. Oh, these must be considered large stones. So they did need a stone picker. A roller would not be enough. Okay, and I think I'm going to go back. I don't think that this edge line actually would even matter. I think I would get to 100% even without it, but I'm going to go back to this side because I've already done the outside one at that. So this would just mean I am there. It's a lot less backtracking on that one than it would be to come back for this when I'm way up there. I don't think I would have had to anyway. Yeah, I did miss that one. And if it was possible for me to continue on after I got the 100%, I would have stopped and gotten it, but we're not going to need it. We're not going to be able to get every stone. And yep, we weren't even able to get the end of this line. So now I'm going to, yeah, we'll still be going to the cement factory with it, but first we're going to go to the store so that we can see how you load it into a trailer. Because I think before in 22 that you just could go near a trailer and you could get the unload and it magically unloaded. And I'm not sure that's still how it works. They only have the one stone picker, and maybe that's why. Okay, so here is the trailer. Let's turn off the beacons. So, yeah, I'm not getting a prompt. So let's do it the right way. Let's see if we get a prompt then. Oh, yep, there it is. Let's go on the other side so we can get actually up to it. But that is now I assume because it didn't, yeah, you had to be very close to it, that it will actually animate doing it. So you probably have to get a small tipper like this to work with it. I mean, it comes up quite a bit, but yeah. And I think I'm going to not actually care about that. And we're going to use this to get this up to my farm because it's faster and I'm already here. I wonder how ridiculous is that on the front? That's not the brake. There we go. I think we do that. We can grab this. Stop looking at the car and pay attention to what you're backing up to. And try to sneak on some side roads and get this up to my farm with the speedier tractor. And I can still get the 40 euros from this load of stones. And you just stick to the back roads. Nobody's gonna turn me in, right? These aren't even really roads, or they're just paths. Okay, this one might actually be a real side road instead of just a path. And we have made it. Actually, I thought it was a bit further between the store and my place now. I don't really want to maneuver this in and out of the shed. So I think we're gonna put it right in front of the cedar. Which we shouldn't even need the cedar until after we use that, because we don't need well, I guess unless we do contracts for seeding. Because we won't be needing the cedar until we're seeding grass again, and that won't be until after we've done vegetables. But let's go bring this 500 liters of stones over to the cement factory. I did not have the trailer selected. There we go, 45 euros from that. So made just over 200 just from the stones, and now let's turn in that contract and make another 2,300.